Welcome back, everyone. I'm Kenzie Brown, your emotional energy coach, and welcome to my series of Illuminating 2020. Can you believe it? We are on the last day of February, leap year, the 29th. I'm here today to sort of share with you some of the highlights that we've experienced in the month of February. Maybe some of these things you've read about. Maybe you've heard someone else speak about them. I'd like to pull it all kind of together to help you with your overall inertia of moving forward through this new decade of 2020. February is a month of self-expression, self-love, and about you shining your infinite light. That's what the universe is really asking. That's what I'm hearing coming in every month, is more and more about putting ourselves first and letting our light shine. Stop hiding. Don't be the bud anymore. Open up and be the blossom. Well, February was packed with so many huge lessons. I had my first big whammy last weekend, and it took me a while. I fell off my balance beam. It took me a while to get myself back on level ground, shall we say, where I could think clearly and understand, okay, I see now what the big picture is here. This is another lesson for me to learn. Besides the lessons, we had many planetary alignments. Those are things that don't normally occur. If they do, they're spread quite far apart. We had a big one in January. Now we had some more in February. Also, we had the full moon, the new moon, and then the infamous retrograde that went into Mercury going into retrograde 2 weekends ago. So the universe has been asking us to be much more flexible. Be sharp and aware of the choices that you make as they come along. And do more at being heart-centered. Be very focused on keeping your heart open and receiving. It's time to do things that align with who you really are and not what somebody else has been telling you to do. Along with that, we're also being asked to look at the shadow side. That's what I call it, the shadow side. Those are the wounded portions of ourselves that we have the greatest challenge at looking at and being a part of it and clearing it away. But be that miracle worker, that individual that eliminates separation, starts bringing together people so there's less division and the hatred that so many people have. It's really, I think, instead of the hatred, it's more anger. There's so much anger in some people, they just don't know what to do with it. And then there's great feelings of less than. Practice more self-love. Enjoy your own company as well as the simple pleasures of life. Now, a couple weeks ago, I did a little video, and we know the month of February, the focal point is Valentine's Day. So it's all about love and sharing and showing each other how we feel, which is wonderful. But I read something that I feel I need to share it again because it's quite poignant. We usually look at love as being something that we're always giving away to sort of get something in return. Well, love is what you are. It is not what you do. So learn to be that love. Stop looking for X, Y, Z on the outside of yourself. Now, most of us were never taught how to love and how to make ourselves equal or even. If you find yourself pleasing others before yourself, that doesn't make for a very rewarding, workable, growing, and lasting relationship. It needs to be shared. It needs to be equal between both of you. Everything that we have experienced up and throughout our life up to this moment has led us to this magical time. We're all being asked in the year 2020 to move forward and make some big shifts and changes. Those are challenging for us. Many times we like to stay in our comfortable pew. We don't want to deviate. But we're coming to a point where we need to celebrate more. We aren't always looking for the joy and the creativity and connecting with nature. Ignite your purpose. And you might say, well, I lost it. I never had it. Oh, yes, you do. You never lost it. You came in with a purpose. Each and every one of you are unique and have wonderful gifts that need to be shared. Don't hold back any longer. You are the generator of your joy on a daily basis. Joy and happiness are my 2 words for this year. I want to put my head on the pillow every night and be grateful for the joy that I either gave or I received throughout the day. The old you is being unraveled so that you can receive the gifts of the universe. All the old ways just aren't serving you anymore. So remember, we are divinely guided in every step we attain. Whatever will bring you the greatest joy and happiness in your life. Don't be afraid to shine your radiance. Be all that you can be. Transformation is our vision quest. It's a journey in which you're revealing the most authentic portion of yourself. So I ask you, what do you choose? I would say alignment is everything. The more the outer world seems to be totally out of control and in chaos, the greater the need is for you to nurture your inner self. Listen. That message is going to come to you, and it's going to come in the space between the words, or at the end of a phrase, or at the end of a sentence. Listen, put that, as my mother used to say, the pregnant pause, so that you can hear the message that the universe wants to share with you. Now, at the beginning of February, on the 9th, we had a full moon. Awesome, unbelievable. It was so big and fluffy. It wasn't a normal aura. It was just fluffy all around the outside and so big. They called it the snow moon. Now, last Sunday, the 23rd, we had a new moon. The new moon is new beginnings. Plant your intentions. Plant your seeds and place them in that moon so that in 2 weeks when we have another full moon, it will come to fruition. But this new moon had some very unique qualities. We had, in Capricorn, we had 4 planets in a row. In Pisces, we had 4 planets in a row. That's unheard of. We hardly ever have anything like that, except over many years and generations. And those planets, each one has its own inertia, its own energy. It brings something to us on this planet. So it's another gift from the universe or from spirit. When we have something celestially dynamic like that, you can anticipate some historical events occurring because of all of that energy shift. And one of the events, of course, is all the things that are happening in China. And I'm not going to go into that today. So the moon is probably the most dramatic, has the most dramatic effect on our moods, our ups and downs, our highs and lows. But it's also where the veil where the veil is the thinnest between the physical world and the spiritual world. You have a greater opportunity to connect with your spirit guides, your angels, or the loved ones that have passed away and are on the other side, who maybe are waiting to give you a wonderful gift, a message from them. So listen, we need to trust in this natural flow of change that is sweeping over the entire earth. Then on Valentine's weekend, besides Valentine's Day, on the 16th, Mercury went into retrograde. Now you know all about that. Communication. And we've had computer problems, there's car problems, there's phone problems, but it is a time for us to regroup, to surrender and be more reflective, to step back and evaluate what's gone over the last 3 months about health, relationships, career, jobs. Is there something that isn't completed? As simple as, I started a book and I never finished it. Or I read this great recipe, I want to try that, and you never got around to doing it. The energy is much slower paced right now, and we have probably another week left before it finishes, and then there's always the residue afterwards. It takes us a while to get back in gear again. So learn to embrace the storm. Mercury retrograde is going to enhance your life through being reflective and surrendering, opening your hearts, trusting and letting love in. Realize as you end one aspect of your life, a new beginning will appear, if you allow it. Our blocks, our obstacles, they're all slowly dissolving as we move through month by month in this new year 2020. None of us can continue working with the old pattern, the old emotional crutches that we've had. We're being asked to choose a new path. We're at the fork of the road. You can continue on the same path, but I think it will become rather challenging because the universe wants you to grow, wants you to become more aware of your environment and your enlightenment. And this is a time where if you pick a new path, you need to put yourself as number one now. Don't be last, because you'll never be first if you do that. So there are challenges for some of you who have not taken the time to maybe address and look at some of these things. It will be more difficult. Just realize you're not alone. Everybody is struggling with some aspect of their life. So no matter whether it's in a relationship, your career, your health, or family dynamics, those are an ongoing process that we keep working on and making better. That's where a lot of our lessons will come from. Now, in closing, can't believe tomorrow is March 1st, and I want to leave you with a little thought to begin this new month. Do you wish to live in a world of pure magic and mysticism? Life can be thrilling. It can be an adventure that's filled with joy, your purpose, and great meaning. Each and every one of you are unique and special, and you have abilities that are just waiting to blossom and to come into fruition. Let them come forward. Don't wait any longer. Awaken your brilliance and come forward. We're all building energy to open up a new door. It's time for us to all step together and make a new world, one where we treat each other with respect and we nurture one another. Ralph Waldo Emerson made a statement that I think is appropriate here. Unless you try to do something beyond what you have already mastered, you will never grow. Choose courage to believe in yourself. Choose faith that you will succeed at whatever you do. You are all warriors, each and every one of you. Do not resist life. March is just around the corner. What's in store for all of us throughout this coming magical month? Stay tuned. There'll be more insights in my series of Illuminating 2020. I wish you well, blessings, love and light. Take care until next time. Bye-bye.